Is the Can-Am a good option for first-time riders? Well, I think it really is. We recently did a trip with Greg's dad, who's in his 70s. He rode a motorcycle when he was like in his 20s, probably, just like a little dirt bike, but not much. He didn't have his motorcycle license, and he had never really ridden on the back since then. So when we were coming through Los Angeles, we decided we wanted him to come and experience what it's like being on our motorcycle trip with traveling with Moxie on the back of my bike. So we reached out to Can-Am and we asked them about potentially getting a Can-Am so that he could try it out. And they were really excited about supporting our adventure. Didn't end up working out with Can-Am specifically because they require you to have either a motorcycle license or to take their training class. And just because of the timing, we weren't able to do it. But because we were in California, you don't need a motorcycle license to be able to ride a three-wheeled motorcycle like a Can-Am. So we thought, well, if Can-Am has their requirements, we weren't able to make it work, well, let's see if we can just rent a Can-Am for Greg's dad to try out. And so that's what we did. We rented a Can-Am Spyder for him. And when we got there, he just had a little walkthrough from the guy showing him how to use it. And it was really pretty basic. It showed you, there was a digital display, so it would show you when you needed to shift up. It had like an auto shift thing where it would auto shift down depending on your speed, so that made it really easy. And Greg's dad, he's in his 70s, but he's in really great shape. But if you were a little bit older, or if you had some limitations when it came to flexibility or anything like that, I could see that it's really simple to like get on the Can-Am because it does have that footrest, so you can step on and then step over it so that you can sit down. And it's really comfy, and it's got heated seats if you need it, and it's got all the adjustability you need so that you feel comfortable with it. So if you are a first-time rider and you potentially do have some limitations, Can-Am would be fantastic in terms of being comfortable riding in it. The other thing about it is that you don't need to have like all of this balance experience. Yeah, if you've ridden a bicycle before, it's a great sort of starter on being able to ride the Can-Am. But the Can-Am is a three-wheeled motorcycle. It is stable. It doesn't have that same feeling when you're going around the corners that you could tip over or anything like that. It's just very smooth, and it makes it really easy for somebody who doesn't have that experience to be able to have still the freedom and the ability to be out in the open air without having a huge cage around you, but still be able to experience what it's like. The other good thing about the Can-Am is that it has a reverse. Unlike a motorcycle where you would have to walk it back, I think that obviously some of the bigger motorcycles do have some sort of reverse system, but most motorcycles you have to walk back. And if you do have any limitations, or if you just don't want to do it, it can be difficult if you are on a two-wheeled motorcycle, especially if you end up parking poorly in the down position and you actually need to get out. It is not that easy. But having the Can-Am, he could just park anywhere he wanted to, and it was just able to just hit the reverse and roll on back. So that was really good for him. The other thing that I liked about the Can-Am is that it does have a lot of like security features in terms of it's got a really strong lighting system so that people can see you. That's another thing that I think new riders can be concerned about in terms of other vehicles seeing them on the road. The Spyder is a cool option for first timers as well, especially if you're going on some sort of trip. If you want to go from town to town, or in our case, we went on a fishing trip. There is a lot of storage in the side cases, and it has a trunk in the front. The hood basically has storage space. So that's really great for adding additional stuff. We put some food and things in the front, and then he had his clothing and stuff in the side cases. There's also a top case as well where you could put your helmet. So that extra storage space is something that you don't necessarily get on a two-wheeled motorcycle, but it can help you if you are going on a trip and you want to carry additional stuff. So for somebody who might be hesitant about jumping on a two-wheeled motorcycle right at the beginning, the Can-Am is a great option. The other thing about the Can-Am is it's not going to go over. You're not going to have to be concerned about tipping over at a gas station, or if you get on a rough road and you go down. The Can-Am is solid. It is 3 wheels, so you are not going to have to pick it up. So that's another plus for a new rider who wants to try out this feeling of being free and riding out in the open. So I think the Can-Am is a great option for first-time riders. If you are somebody who is a little bit older or who might have some limitations or balance issues, or if you're just looking for a little bit more comfort and not having to sort of struggle with balance on 2 wheels, the Can-Am is a great option, and I would recommend it to anybody who's looking to get into the sport but might be a little hesitant about just starting out on 2 wheels. So a good option of sort of having that feel of being out there in the open, on the freeway, feeling all of the microclimates, and still having that experience of being a rider, but having it on 3 wheels. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube and at GoRuffly for Facebook and Instagram. We'll talk to you soon.